Good evening, Sports Outlet Show family. Welcome back to another episode here of the Sports Outlet Show. It's 7 p.m. It's Wednesday night. So forget what you're doing because it's Sports Outlet Show time. I'm Joe Wagner alongside Brent Allegra and Braden Wilkins. And boy, is this a golden episode.
USA, USA,
USA, USA. So
Both the men's and women's, baby.
The one thing Canada is known for, besides saying A, is hockey, and they don't have that.
Not this time around. Not this time.
Braden, I want you to tell me what it was like, sitting there. You just woke up, probably took about 15 Jaeger bombs. You were ready to rock and roll for the day. At 8:10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, you were ready to cheer on your squad. You were half drunk at the second period. Tell me what it was like to be an Olympic champion.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was such an awesome game to watch. Gave me a heart attack multiple times. And then just after all that celebration and that hype, it was like 12:30, and I had no idea what to do with the rest of my day. So that was interesting.
And you can't take a nap after hearing the Star Spangled Banner go up.
Yeah, not after that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, 20.7 million viewers, despite it being at 8 a.m. This is only the USA, by the way, only U.S. viewership. So obviously people set their alarm clocks. If you didn't, you might be un-American. I'm just going to say that. But awesome game, both the men's and women's, as I said. We're swimming in that gold, baby.
It's now the standard, Brent. Like we said, we're going to go get it every 4 years. A lot of things that we'll dive deep into tonight based on both of those hockey final matches. A couple things about the Olympics, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, lots of updates here for sure. But first things first, gentlemen, I always like to start us off with the question of the podcast here as we're in the lieu of the football off season. And it's actually something you may have seen the UFL just put into action. And, probably would never happen in the NFL, but just for kicks and giggles, right? Should the NFL implement 4 points on 60-plus yard field goals? And if so, how would that change how teams retain, draft, and pay kickers?
That's a wild concept. I didn't even know that happened. So I'm glad this is your question of the podcast here. Chris used to bring the sports fact of the podcast. Yep. I could see that for this segment as well.
There you go. That one's the elite. I will never compete with that. Never want to.
That truly is a game changer, though. But you got to think about it. Like the UFL usually isn't getting as good of kickers as like the NFL would. Obviously, if they were good enough to be an NFL kicker, they'd be in the NFL. So this is, the next tier of guys. I don't hate it for the UFL. I don't foresee a lot of 60-plus yarders. Maybe it happens more than I think. I don't watch it that much. I would not want this in the NFL just because I think too many guys could do it. I'll be honest with you. Like if you're a decent to good kicker in the NFL, you should be able to drill a 60-yarder from time to time.
Yeah, 100% agreed. The only one I can think of in the UFL is Jake Bates, who after he had a crazy season, then immediately got signed to the Lions. But yeah, I think there's a lot of kickers in the NFL that can hit from 60 plus. And then you think of guys like Brandon Aubrey, who would be prioritized by any team. The Cowboys would not let that man leave the building if he could kick. And Cam Little this year really broke out as the deep range guy. But I just think there's too many kickers in the NFL where that it doesn't really make sense for making an additional point.
Well, you got to think about the UFL. Some of the guys that were over there last season, assuming everybody retains, they have Rodrigo Blankenship, Harrison Mevis, they have Matt McCrane, Chris Blewett. They got all those guys that can potentially hit 60 yards. But I'm in agreement with you that this should never happen. It won't ever happen. In the NFL, scoring point system's been the way it has for too long. But let's play the situation out, right? Let's say it happens. You wake up in 2078 and it happened, right? Brandon McManus's son is in the league. All these people. Golade Gano III is ready to start kicking field goals. All these things, right? How does that change how teams retain, draft, and pay them? Let's say they change it today. How much money does Brandon Aubrey get paid?
Well, I saw today that they already want to make him the highest paid kicker, but in terms of like kicker compared to normal player salaries, it's drastically different. I feel like kicker is like one of those positions that teams should prioritize a little bit more. I feel like they do have a huge hand in the way games are decided, and honestly, maybe even more than accuracy and more than the leg, how they perform in those huge game moments is like the key. Because we saw it, like Tyler Loop had a really good season, he didn't come through when it mattered most, and John Harbaugh got fired because of it. Thank you, Tiger Woods. But like I feel like the clutchness factor is almost more important than the kicking distance and the accuracy from time to time.
All right.
Yeah, and I think another interesting portion of this would be how it shifts like the field position battle. Like teams are already going for it more and more on fourth down. And I think that just like perpetuates that and extends it even more. Maybe we see the 3-point field goal go down in popularity and teams just aren't kicking from inside the 40-yard line. They're going to want that 4-point field goal if they're kicking at all. So maybe when you're on the other team's side of the field, maybe you're not kicking at all. Maybe you're just waiting until it's from the logo, it's 60 yards, and it's getting you 4 points.
Yep. Yeah.
Another,
So go ahead.
let me just add this. Like another thing I kind of thought about that would make this interesting, and I'm honestly curious if the UFL does this. I don't know if their kickers are good enough to like consistently hit from 60, but if you're at like the 50-yard line and it's like getting like into third down, fourth down, do you try to lose some yardage so that you can get an extra point? Obviously it's not an easier field goal, but like an extra point is an extra point. Like it might change how you play the game.
Yep. You always see J.J. Jansen, the long snapper for the Carolina Panthers, talked about this. I can't remember if it was on his podcast with JJ and Luke. Him and Luke Kuechly now have a podcast. It's hilarious. And then the other, it could have been something else, but he talked about how, whatever yard line you're on, you add 17 yards because you have the 10 of the end zone and the 7 yards that the long snapper snaps it to the holder, right? Imagine the long snapper's job of, if they're 16 yards away or if they're 15 yards away, okay, well, now we're backing up our holder a little bit and we're going to snap it 2-3 more yards. I was like, this is going to get blocked.
No, that's an interesting point, though. Like, you don't really consider that these line snappers can snap it that far, and the holders can move back and forth anywhere behind the line of scrimmage. So that's another interesting aspect that definitely goes into it.
I think it would be the death of all field goals between 51 to 59 yards. Everybody would just go for it. Mm-hmm. Or, like you said, take a QB kneel 5 yards backwards. Well, it's happening in the UFL, so take a peek at it.
It adds too much nuance for something like this to be implemented in the NFL. I think it's too crazy of a rule. I'm surprised I didn't even hear about it until now. So I'm glad you told me about it, Joe.
You're welcome. Well, now you can go watch the UFL. Because
I don't know.
There's nothing better to do.
See some intentional QB kneels in like the first quarter, trying to get that extra yardage. It's crazy.
I'm in. Gentlemen, it's time to think about the day that we brought home gold. Weekend. Gold not once, but twice. Let's break it down. Let's start with the U.S. women's team. Deja vu scores here. The U.S. women's hockey team beat Canada 2-1 in a historic night overtime thriller to take gold. Obviously, Megan Keller scoring the game winner in overtime to secure a 2-1 win. And they won their first gold since 2018. But guys, we talked about it last week, but talk about a swan song for Captain Hilary Knight. This game is over. It is over. It is 1-0. There's 2 minutes remaining. Our women's national team had been just battered and bruised. They haven't been able to get anything going all night long. 2 minutes remaining. They shoot the puck into the slot. Knight's right there, bats it into the 5-hole. Not just to send the gold medal match to overtime, but to break the U.S. Olympic women's record for most goals in Olympic history with 15. You can't talk about a more storybook ending. and then leaving with gold.
Hey, I mean, it was an incredible performance. Like you said, Joe, like I thought Canada had this wrapped. I thought, like, coming into this, you can watch the preview pod we did on it last week. Like, I thought this was going to be a much, much tighter matchup because of the way Canada lost last time. You know, U.S. destroyed them 5-0. Hasn't lost a game to the USA like that ever. So coming into this game, you had to think Canada wanted the revenge. It seems like they had it. You know, they had it for what?
58 minutes?
2 periods, 58 minutes, 2 periods, and 18 minutes of the third. This might be worse than losing 5-0. It's an ultimate sword to the gut. You know, Canada thought, like I said, they thought they had this wrapped. Hilary Knight comes in there, ties it. Best U.S. women's hockey player we've ever seen. Megan Keller scores the OT winning goal in 3-on-3 sudden death. Didn't take long. Didn't take long in the men's game either. Something that we thought might happen with the 3-on-3 overtime rule. But just historic run for the U.S. women's team. So we got to give them their props.
Absolutely. Props to these women. They've been dominant all tournament. So to go in and play a game like this, which is completely different than you've been playing all tournament, going down on a shorthandy is obviously it's demoralizing. It's hard to come back from, but they did it. Hilary Knight, with 2 goals in this tournament, scores one of the most impactful ones of the tournament, maybe the most impactful, if not for the golden goal. And yeah, just to do that in what is most likely your last Olympic Games for Hilary Knight is just amazing. It's inspiring. And then, yeah, as you guys said, the golden goal comes in and we're able to take gold. It's just a beautiful thing.
And then, Braden, you mentioned it, the shorthanded Kristen O'Neill scored the lone goal for Team Canada early in that second period and really looks like they weren't going to give one up the rest of the way. Switzerland got the bronze medal, defeating Sweden 2-1. But it is absolutely, I don't know if it's dehumanizing, hilarious, what it is, to sit there and watch you get the silver medal and then get a plushie handed to you. I looked up what it meant, and it's like the integrity of the Olympic Games and the nations. It reminds them of all of that. I think it's probably a cool memento for their children as well. Or even they put up in their Hockey Hall of Fame things and things like that. But that's just got a golden goal, and we'll talk about it with the U.S. men's team too, like a golden goal sucker punch to the mouth, and then you have about 30 minutes after where they give you the silver medal, they make you watch the other team get the gold. You have to listen to the Star Spangled Banner for Team Canada, and then you have to take a picture with all your silver medals as a team. Like,
and your plushies. Don't forget the plushies.
And I don't think the plushies made it into the photo, but
obviously it's a huge accomplishment. It is still a silver medal, but these Canadian teams, both men and women, are used to dominating the sport. So it feels like a slap in the face. I'm sure the Swiss team and the United States team were much happier receiving their plushies than the Canadian teams were.
I would agree.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch like the plushies being handed out. Honestly, I'm assuming they do it in every Olympic event. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
But I didn't get to see that for the women's. I watched the overtime winner, but I think I was still at work when this was going on, so I had to be a little discreet about how I was watching. But so I didn't get to see the plushies being handed out for the women's, but for the men's, when I saw that for the first time, I was like on the floor dying laughing. It's like you just lost like one of the most important games of probably your entire career. A lot of these guys, you know, and women, they don't make it to the Olympics every 4 years. You know, the team is rapidly changing all the time. Here's a little plushie to wipe your tears. It is just hilarious because I hadn't seen it before. I didn't realize, you know, the gold medalists got those too. So it was funny. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, they were not too happy. They were not too happy.
I wouldn't be either if you tried to hand me a plushie after we lost to Parkview 2-1. Yeah. Speaking of 2-1, I would love to be jamming Freebird into the podcast, but I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get copywritten. And if we did get sued, we'd probably go out of business, and we're not even a business. So let's, Brent's singing it in his head right now. So is Braden. Go check it out on your local Spotify station. We can help you with that. One of the greatest songs ever. But U.S. men's hockey stands behind Connor Hellebuyck to beat Canada. Hey, 2-1 again in OT, 4 gold again. Oh, a bad weekend for Canada. Sucks. But let's dive into it. Jack Hughes scores the game-winning goal in overtime to secure a 2-1 win over Canada and win their first title since 1980. A lot of people don't actually know this. They talk about the miracle on ice. That was the semifinal game against the USSR. It wasn't the actual gold medal match, but it was obviously a miracle that they beat this team and then went on to win gold. Talking about back to 1980. But Connor Hellebuyck, 41 saves, 42 shots, 1 goal allowed. They were outshot 42-28. And yesterday at the State of the Union, Donald Trump, our president, made Connor Hellebuyck the first hockey player to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom. That's pretty sick. And here is why.
Oh my gosh. That's just unreal.
I saw pictures of him on Air Force One. I'm assuming this was handed to him. I don't know if he like grabbed it off the wall or whatever, but like a Secretary of Defense plaque that he was holding. So it was just iconic, like he truly is the only reason the U.S. won this game. And Joe, I mean, you could break it down further, but hell of a performance. And we could talk about it more. I'll let you do the talking there.
Yeah, well, you could argue that a goalie wants to have 0 shots on goal, just sit there, do nothing in the net. No, that's what he wanted. He wanted to be the MVP of that team. That's a game a goalie dreams of, and man, did he deliver. Just unreal.
Having 41 saves on 42 shots, let alone, is disgusting. And that's just called getting battered and bruised left and right. But if I looked up our chat between me, Braden, and Brent during the game, I could probably copy and paste Brent saying, give this man some help about 45 times. Obviously exaggerating, but he still had the point, right? But I've never seen a man make so many saves like that who put that in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Connor, put it on your fireplace for life. I think if I ever have a fireplace, that photo might be going up there. But just an absolute incredible weekend. And it's really funny because now he's back in Winnipeg playing in Canada, which we can talk about a little more after we finish the breakdown. But Matt Boldy for the U.S. scored and Cale Makar scored for Canada. Obviously, so many questions come from this gold medal match, and not just because it was at 8 a.m. But Jack Hughes lost a couple teeth for his country. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. And the game winner.
Obviously, the game winner. One of the most iconic pictures after the game that I've ever seen of the American flag draped on his back, full smile with the broken teeth. It is incredible. Like the picture alone put me to tears. It was awesome. I need it framed in my room. I need it.
Oh yeah. And before we move on real quick, I just want to make sure we don't just gloss over that Matt Boldy goal. It sort of gets overshadowed by Jack Hughes and Connor Hellebuyck, but man, that goal is disgusting. Splits the defenders, juggles the puck, and slots it in. What a great goal.
It's just it's a nice feeling to win one, and it was incredible to see. There's a lot that's happening here in the past couple weeks. Two quick points. First of all, how in the world did Nathan MacKinnon, the Avalanche forward who's one of the best in the game, how on earth did he miss that shot?
I honestly, and I know a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, but Johnny Gaudreau, I feel like, he was coming down from heaven, he had a hand in making that shot miss for whatever reason. Nathan MacKinnon does not miss that shot. Never. Ever. I've never seen him miss that shot. And the fact that these boys did this for Johnny Gaudreau, who obviously tragically passed last year before the NHL season started, the fact that they had his jersey in the locker room on hand, all of his family, his kids coming out on the ice to celebrate the win after.
Yeah, that broke me.
That alone, I genuinely cried in that moment.
Yep.
It was one of the best things I've ever seen.
It was incredible. I was reading the articles. His wife and the family and the mom and dad were saying they weren't planning on going to the gold medal match. And then somebody said, no, Johnny would want us to be there. And the amount of things that they did, like I'm getting shivers talking about it right now. It feels really, really unique. But that's America right there with Gaudreau and that whole family. Was really cool to see. But Brent, I saw like what you're talking about. They had Johnny Gaudreau in the photo of like him stopping that puck from going in, which was powerful. So just so hyped that if you look on like his Wikipedia page, it shows he won the gold medal too, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Just an all-time performance. Probably like the most hype I've been as a sports fan since probably the last time I was this hype was 2019 World Series for the Nats. That was probably the last time. So it's been 7 years since I've been this happy over a sports performance. And just to tie a bow on how good Connor Hellebuyck was, like many players, analysts, fans, they called it one of the greatest net-minding performance ever in a gold medal game. I'm willing to go a step further and say that is the best game I've ever seen a netminder play. NHL,
yep.
Olympics, international hockey, college. It is the best personal performance I've ever seen a guy play. You got to remember who Canada has on offense. Obviously missing Sidney Crosby, but they have Connor McDavid, Macklin Celebrini, Nathan McKinnon, who obviously missed that shot. Cale Makar, who is a awesome offensive defenseman. Just
Sam
guys.
Reinhart.
Sam Reinhart. The roster is loaded from top to bottom. The USA honestly shouldn't have even been competing in this. If you stack up the rosters 1-to-1, the only advantage that we had roster-wise was in net, and he proved it time and time again in that match.
Goalie diff.
If you have a goalie that can stand on his head like that, you have a shot in every game.
You're in any game. I agree. Final question here, and this is the stupidest. I read into this ruling. This is the dumbest ruling in America, the international, everything. The Olympic MVP is voted on and has to be concluded in the middle of the first period of the gold medal match. What are we doing?
Yeah, it's dumb.
I did not know that.
I literally can pick up my phone and text Connor Hellebuyck, and you can count that in data in 5 milliseconds. Are we putting it on a plane from like Athens, Greece to Italy and then pigeon carrying it into the facility? What are we doing?
Now, I'm assuming the MVP, I don't know for sure. I'm assuming
it was Connor McDavid, but she is great at winning MVPs at things he loses.
Obviously, it's Connor McDavid, but is it the MVP of the tournament or MVP of the final?
I think it's the tournament, but I don't care either way.
I think it is the tournament, but regardless, the winning team should have the MVP. It just doesn't make sense to have a losing team have the MVP unless they're putting up hat tricks every matchup, and for some reason they lost the final. But yeah, you're right. Look, Connor McDavid can't win the big one.
I will just say it was a win-win for me on this one, with the fact of, as a American, which always comes first, I didn't have to root against Sidney Crosby. And then as a Pens fan, I can bolden his legacy by saying, well, Canada lost the only tournament because Sidney Crosby wasn't there. So
I saw that tweet. You might have been the one that sent it to me, but I saw that.
Probably
tweet.
Was me.
I thought that was funny.
But now I get the sucker punch in the face that you got put on IR this morning, so that's also fine. Which I'm not going to get upset, and I'm not going to go on a rant about saying NHL players shouldn't be in the Olympics. They should always be there, and I understand there's costs about it. It just sucks it happened this time to one of the best in the game. But I know it's international play, and I know it's the first time Connor McDavid got to wear the C as Team Canada's captain. but people think about Connor McDavid as one of the best players in the game. When is he going to win anything to back that up?
It's tough. It's tough, dude, because like you watch him play, he's objectively
the fastest guy out there.
He's objectively the best player on the ice. Like
Yep.
constantly making plays, scoring. His speed is top notch, better than anyone out there for his size. The dude is huge.
Yep.
And his stick handles are insane. Like I could go on and on. But the fact that he hasn't won anything and he's been there plenty of times, he's had plenty of chances. It's honestly like kind of mind-boggling if I'm being honest with you, because he's been the best player in the NHL for what, like 7 years? Like it's wild.
Yeah, he's been in it for 11.
Yeah.
Like
it's rough.
I'm okay saying he's one of the best players in the game, but like when it comes to the all-time greats, if you're trying to compare him to Gretzky, to Lemieux, to Crosby, to Ovi, to Gordie Howe, to all of these other guys, if you don't have a Stanley Cup to back you up, I'm never putting you in that conversation ever. I don't care if you on average 120 points a year.
Yeah.
It's
and
like he might be the best stat merchant of all time.
Right. I mean, like, I know it took Ovi a long time to win the big one. It took him until 2018 to win the Stanley Cup. Still got it, obviously.
That's a big reason why.
But like, I'm even willing to like say like Connor McDavid's a better all-around player than Ovi. Like it's obvious. Ovi's the greatest goal scorer of all time, but that doesn't mean he's a better hockey player than Connor McDavid.
Yep.
The dude is insane, but like the fact that he hasn't won yet is crazy to me. I hope it happens for him.
The support cast he's had around him has been fantastic.
Yeah, Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
A lot to be seen. The Oilers need to go get one, but he's now won the Conn Smythe and lost the Stanley Cup Finals, and he's now won Olympic MVP and lost the gold medal match. So something to keep looking at. And if you watch, he was supposed to be defending Jack Hughes, but that's a conversation for another day. Watch it. It's a missed assignment. Braden, you can't give me football bets, but you got some Braden's best bets. I want to hear them.
I do. Let's start with some college basketball. We're going to talk more about it later. Not this game, though. This game's tonight at 11 o'clock, so we'll get to see how this one plays out early. I got Wisconsin.
11 p.m.?
Holy crap. I got Wisconsin -4.5 at Oregon, -115. So this game's in California. Explains the late tip time. But that's what I got to start us out here. And then golf season is getting ready to start, gentlemen. It's kind of already started, but we're getting ready to start thinking about some Masters action here soon, some majors coming. So I'm gonna get my juices flowing with golf. I'm gonna start with Shane Lowry to finish top 10 in the Cognizant Classic at +160.
Wow!
So you got to wait till
golf
Sunday.
Bet.
Give him some Irish love. I love it.
Exactly.
Braden, you did that for me, didn't you?
Of course.
What a fella. I don't think I've ever seen somebody throw up a golf bet ever.
Hey, you know when the Masters rolls around, we're putting some winners out there.
Absolutely.
Well, duh. Scotty Scheffler's going to get arrested again.
Yeah.
Braden, Shane Lowry to finish top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10?
Top 10.
Top 10. Sounds like a pretty good segue into the blind top 10, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
That wasn't even intentional. But for today's top 10, I'm hungry. I want some food. You know, I'm going to hate myself after this because I'm going to be extra hungry. It's food related. It's not French. I don't know why I said we. It is Italian foods.
Italian. I love it.
Blind top 10 of Italian meals. I didn't look who's supposed to go first. It's up to you guys to figure that out.
I think it's me.
Okay, we'll go with you.
I think. Joe, you had it on the money last week. I decided, I guess, it wasn't my job anymore. You took my job and then threw it right back at me.
Well, Braden, you know, sometimes you have to lose your job and then get it back to see if you're worthy of it. And I don't know if you're worthy of it because I don't know if you're right. So
I am
If
right.
you're worthy of it, you get a gold star.
I am right.
Oh. Anyways, we have Italian meals. Top 10. I got some extra help from an Italian friend at work. He's from New York. It's okay. It's whatever. But here we go. Number 1, Braden. This is on the Carrabba's menu. It's on the Carrabba's menu. You should know a lot of this. But we have veal parmesan.
Veal parm. Okay. I don't mind it. I think there's a lot better options. The Italians do food very well over there. They have a lot of great dishes here. I haven't had veal parm too often, but I can get behind it. The only issue is I don't know if there's going to be any bad options on this list. Let's play it a little bit safe and put it at 9 here.
Wow.
Where do we have spicy meatball? Spicy meatball?
What about gabagoo? None of you picked up on the fact that I'm doing Italian meals because the Italy Olympics just wrapped up, by the way. Thanks for noticing.
I actually did not. It did not register.
I do these things and make, what? Drama story for another day. At number 2, Brent, you have stuffed peppers.
Hey, stuffed peppers are good. They're pretty good. They're not as good as like a pasta, or like a pizza.
When the moon is right.
A pizza pie. No, but I like me some. You said stuffed peppers, right? Not eggplant parmesan.
What? Where on earth did you get that from?
I lost my train of thought, and I was thinking like vegetables, and then what did he say? Did you say stuffed peppers or eggplant parm?
I wish this was like Xbox clip that, but it's stuffed peppers. It's not eggplant parm.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, it's not bad, but it's probably not going to be top tier on this list. I'm just guessing. I'm going to put it at 7.
All right. You guys are playing it safe.
Going back to our roots.
There you go. At number 3, you have shrimp scampi over pasta, typically a linguine.
Okay. Shrimp scampi. Love it. Love me some shrimp scampi. Let's see. What do we got here? It's top 5. But where does it go? Where does it go in there? There's still some classics, still some bangers. Let's put it at 4.
All right.
I love it. I feel like shrimp scampi is like one of the Italian meals because most Italian meals make you feel like, you're going to throw up or like you're just like super stuffed after.
It's nap time.
Shrimp scampi is one of those meals where I'm like, this kind of feels a little bit lighter than some of the stuff I'm used to.
Mm-hmm. That part's nice. At number 4, Brent, spaghetti and meatballs.
I knew the spicy meatball was coming.
Spicy meatball.
A classic. Obviously, it's probably more Americanized than anything. I have a feeling a lot of these are going to be Americanized Italian food, but you can't go wrong with spaghetti and meatballs, and
little garlic bread on the side.
Oh my gosh, you'll never see me turning that meal down. It's got to go in the top 3. I don't think it's 1 or 2. I think there's going to be some better ones out there, but I'm going to go 3.
I like it. It's a classic.
Very classic.
I feel like spaghetti and meatballs is something I would never order at an Italian restaurant, but like every time I eat it, I'm always happy.
It's still fire. It's just a classic.
Like I feel like that's that little bridge we play. At number 5, we have chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata. Okay. I can get behind a chicken piccata. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be any bad ones on this list. I think I do like. Okay. I don't think it's top 5. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go 8 here. It hurts me, but I think I like stuffed peppers better.
All chicken piccata at 8. At number 6. And it's just plain, no meat involved here. But you got fettuccine alfredo.
Oh, the chicken changes everything with fettuccine alfredo. It is good. I mean, you can't go wrong with cheesy noodles. I mean, that just sounds good. The fact that it doesn't have chicken is making
You know what? I'm throwing in chicken.
All right.
The rest, I read the rest of these, and they all have meat.
All right,
on all of these.
That changes everything for me. I'm trying to think of if there's a better. There's probably. I think there is a better.
We'll call it fettuccine alfredo. Your choice. It's the way you like it. Like all of these are.
I think there is a better option out there. Chicken fettuccine's it's top tier. It does probably make me the most full out of any other meal I can think of, as far as Italian foods go. So for that fact alone, I'm going to put it at 2.
All right. Fettuccine Alfredo at number 2. At number 7, Braden, back to you. I'm not a cat person, but Garfield likes himself some lasagna.
Lasagna is also a classic. It's a classic meal. I don't think it's number 1 for me though. You can get some good lasagnas out there. Let's put it at number 5.
I think you're wrong. This is what I look for. Beach week with the Wagner fam every year. Lasagna night, best night. My brother Zach is in bed at 8:00.
Very filling lasagna.
I feel like lasagna is one of those things, if you make it right, it probably is the best meal on this list. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I've had some bad lasagnas too. Let's put it that way.
Lasagna is terrible.
It's so bad. So it's all about how you make it.
At number 8, over to you, Brent. We have the chicken marsala. That's the one with the mushrooms on top.
Chicken marsala. Hey, I like myself some mushrooms, man.
I do too.
You could call me a shrooms guy if you want. I don't know if you want to put that out there or not. Take that as you wish.
I will put in the chat, Brent likes shrooms. Question mark. There you go. Now it's documented.
Now it's documented. Now I can make up my mind here. Man, I'm kind of worried about what's coming up next, and this is bad that we have 1, 6, and 10 left. Yeah, that is a full scale effect there. I don't want to put something really good at 10. I think I'm going to put it at 10 and take the risk. I probably wouldn't put it at 10, but I have a feeling these last 2 are going to be pretty good. I'm curious what you guys are holding out for. At number 9, Braden, over to you. You got lobster ravioli. Oh, yep, that's what it is.
Okay.
You were holding on to lobster rav?
Yeah, it's
You guys don't like lobster ravioli?
I love lobster ravioli.
I don't think it's my number
crazy.
1 though.
It's crazy.
No, I'm not saying it's number 1. I'm saying
sure.
It's top 6. If I put that at 10, I feel like that'd be a disgrace.
You guys are gonna blind number 1?
Sure.
Holy crap!
I'm thinking pizza or chicken parm, and I'd be happy.
I would be happy with either of those 2.
It's neither of those, fellas.
What? What are we doing? Okay, it's fine.
Dang it!
Not a great list.
When I saw lasagna and spaghetti and meatballs not go at 1, I knew you guys were cooked. It's Italian meals. Pizza is not a meal.
Okay.
And we already had 1 Parmesan on there. Veal.
When you throw veal parm, and I think for sure chicken parm is going to be on the superior big brother.
Just yell at my source. This isn't my list.
Where is the chicken parm? Where is the chicken parm, man? That's a classic Italian meal. You can't leave that off the list.
Issue is I'm a big fan of all of these foods, so it's hard to rank. But I think we could have done better.
Here, I got you.
Spit 'em off.
Oh, that was funny.
Not our worst, but definitely not our best.
Nope.
I feel like that's one of those things that's kind of impossible though, because it's like trying to rank Mexican foods, like tacos and enchiladas, and like
I think I can rank
depends on
that
what
better.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm a fiend on the Mexican food. Fiend.
Okay. Then I will make it a blind top 10, and you'll never know when it's coming.
Okay.
Could be next week. Could be in 2078.
Deal.
All right. Somewhere in there. Somewhere in that gap. Thanks, y'all, for hanging out here with us at Blind Top 10. And Kelby, my beautiful wife, just ranked all of them. Queso, fajitas, tacos, done. Round of applause. Round of applause. That was great. That was great. All right. Well, I guess we don't have to do that blind top 10 anymore. Thanks for by top 10, which means about 95% of our viewers just went as well, gentlemen. So we'll wrap this up quickly here. But Brent, I think you've got some best bets for us.
Yeah, they might want to stick around because I'm gonna win them loads of money. Like, come on. Jeez, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I'm gonna drop some absolute heat for you guys, and this is solely based on what we saw the past 2 weeks. Let's put it that way. That's a little hint for you.
Okay.
First of all, I have the Sabres money line at the New Jersey Devils. Obviously the Devils had 7 Olympians, so they've been, out in Italy for who knows how long, 2-3 weeks, whatever it was. They also have Jack Hughes, who has been on a bit of a bender the past few days, I'd imagine. Obviously, probably the most iconic guy on the team, even though Connor Hellebuyck probably should be. But obviously, when you get the game-winning goal against Canada in the gold medal match, you're going to get a lot of attention. And I'm sure he basked in that attention, as I would.
Okay.
So for that fact alone, their best player, I think that the Sabres pull this one out. I think they're going to be a little bit tired tonight. They're actually playing right now, so you might have to live bet it, but it's still 0-0. So you probably still get pretty good odds on it.
Pulled up.
My next one, same vein. Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth money line versus the Avalanche.
You're really just trying to kill Nathan McKinnon.
The Avalanche, best team in hockey. Hands down, best team in hockey. Was on an absolute bender before the Olympic break. I think that break might cost them a little bit. And obviously they had 8 Olympians as well, being as good as they are. But they also had they had 4 guys in that gold medal match. 3 Canadians, 1 American in Brock Nelson. Obviously the Canadians, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, and Devin Tays. So with that fact alone, and the fact that the Mammoth only had, I think, they had 4 guys. I'm going to go Mammoth money line tonight. Plus 102.
Got the Mammoth.
Got the Mammoth. That's what I got.
I like it. I'm a fan.
That's just my analysis on it. I feel like, these Olympians, they're going to be a little bit tired coming back in, as I would. I mean,
I can imagine. Time change.
Jet lag. It's no joke, brother. It's no joke.
Hey, man. You're just trying to kill Nathan McKinnon.
I don't want to kill him. I'm glad he missed that shot.
Good job, Nathan. Great work. What was that? Did you guys hear that? It sounded like March Madness is coming.
Da 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 do 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 do.
And that's what we're gonna do for the next hour. just Brent and us dancing the whole time. It's college basketball season. It's the heart of it. It's February. It's the last week in February. Before you know it, it's going to be March. And what does March mean? March Madness! Just as Kevin Harlan likes to say it. And he goes like this, and Scott Van Pelt lost all his money, and a bunch of other conspiracy theories about how UVA always seems to be the loser in dramatic fashion. But UMBC is at top of the America East. That's what matters, people. The rest of it is just a sidebar conversation, and I'll kick us off. On Saturday, we have the Kansas Jayhawks of the Big 12 and the number 2 Arizona Wildcats, who are on an absolute string of dubs over the past couple of weeks. Now, you guys might not know a lot about college basketball, but if there is 2 things you can put together, it's with the Kansas Jayhawks and guard Darren Peterson. He's the projected number 1 overall NBA pick, and apparently Lawrence, Kansas, Bill Self, they're done with him. With the way he has not been a team player, he's missed 11 of 28 games, but it doesn't matter if you're the number 1 overall pick. But apparently the relationship is not going well. It's like when Mike and Ike broke up. That bad. That's
bad. That's really bad.
It is bad.
But
it doesn't matter when you're 19 and a half points on average, 3.8 rebounds. And then their big man, the 6'10" forward out of the Congo, his name is Flory Bidunga, 14.3 points, 9.2 boards, and guys, he's a 65% shot percentage. Not free throw, shooting. This guy gets in the paint and obliterates your favorite forward. But on the other side of things, for the Arizona Wildcats, you've got 2 freshmen, and they're taking the world by storm. You have guard Braden Burries, who's averaging 15 and a half and 4 boards. And then you've got Koa Pete, the forward freshman, 13 and a half points, 5.5 rebounds. And he's projected to be the number 14 overall NBA pick this coming NBA draft. This is going to be an absolute battle in the Big 12. I think the Wildcats have more talent. They're at home. They're going to be favored on Saturday. Give me the Wildcats 75-71, taking down Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
I love it.
Over to you with Purdue, however you spell it.
Hey now. Like you said, it's the last week of February. We're peak bubble watch season. What's after this month? What's after February?
March. Oh, Izzo.
There you go.
Duh.
There we go. We're talking about Michigan State at Purdue on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Peacock. It's a heavyweight top 15 Big Ten matchup between 2 tournament locks in which the Boilermakers are 5.5-point favorites. For Michigan State, they're currently a projected 4 seed as we prepare to enter the month of Izzo. They have lost 3 of their last 6, though, against Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Their only other 3 losses came earlier in the season, or only other 2 losses came earlier in the season against Duke and Nebraska, so those are pretty decent losses. Their guard, Jeremy Fears Jr., is their primary playmaker. He's averaging 15 points per game, 43%, 2.5 rebounds, and he leads the country with 9.2 assists per game. Their best forward is Jackson Kohler. He averages 12.3 points per game, 50% from the field, 9.3 rebounds, 1.1 assists. He had 16 rebounds in their OT win against Illinois a couple weeks ago. For Purdue, they're currently projected as the number 2 seed. They haven't entered the tournament lower than a 4 seed since 2016, in which they were a 5 seed. So just a dominant run from Purdue lately, unless they play Fairleigh Dickinson. Anyway, that's in the past. What else is in the past is they were pummeled against Michigan last Tuesday. They would love to get the win at home this week against Michigan State. Their guard, Braden Smith. I know I talked about Jeremy Fears, but Braden Smith is putting up similar numbers. 14.9 points per game, 47.5 from the field, 3.8 rebounds, and 8.7 assists per game, which is number 2 in the country. So we have the number 1 and number 2 best passers in the country going head-to-head. He's 41.2% from 3, shooting 4 a game. Their forward, Trey Kaufman-Wren, is averaging 13.3 points per game, 56.5 from the field, 9 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game. I think this is going to be a good game to kick off March. We're not quite there yet, but I think this is a good preview for the tournament between these Big Ten teams. I have Michigan State losing 80-81. It's going to be a close one.
Are we sure Zach Edey's not still on the team?
He might be.
I was just about to ask that.
Pretty sure he's the Grizzlies.
Do you think he's happy about the Olympics final?
Yeah.
The dude's Canadian. The dude's Canadian. He's going to get some hate.
He only cares about basketball.
True.
Brent, tell me about a game way up north from us. Is it going on right now? Is that
Yeah,
at 7 o'clock today?
It's actually halftime.
Maybe give me a little breakdown of the preview and some of the play-by-play. I know they got destroyed with like 2 feet of snow up there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're interested in this game, maybe put it on in another screen. Keep us on, obviously, but put it on in another screen if you're interested. But this game has Big East race implications written all over it. UConn 25-3, 15-2 in the conference. Hosts St. John's, who is 22-5, 15-1 in the conference. Both of them are atop the league, and the regular season title might be on the line in this game. A huge story point in this game is streaks and momentum. St. John's brings a long 13-game winning streak into this matchup, their best in decades. So obviously they're trying to ride off that streak as well. But UConn, on the other hand, they responded from a loss earlier in the week to Creighton with a strong win over Villanova, and they showed they had balanced scoring and defense in that matchup. My key matchups to watch in this game: solo balls scoring and playmaking for UConn. You might hear that last name Ball and think he might have relation to the Ball family. You know, you got LeVar, LaMelo, LiAngelo. No relation. So don't put that title on him. But he's putting up 14.4 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists per game, with a 41.1% field goal percentage. And I found this 3-point percentage to be really good, 30.8% from 3. So those are really good numbers there. On the other side, Zuby Ejiofor. He's leading St. John's in points, rebounds, and assists. He's one of the best do-it-all forwards in the nation. He's averaging 15.9 points per game, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. A little series history. UConn holds a historical edge, but St. John's recent success has swung this rivalry toward the Red Storm. They already beat UConn earlier this month. It was one of the first games in February at home in Queens, with a score of 81-72. And I think UConn's looking to get a little bit of revenge in this one. I originally put on my doc here that I think St. John's is going to win 74-73. After looking at the score at halftime, I think I might want to change that prediction, considering UConn is up 41-26 right now. So I think St. John's has a lot of work to do to come back in this one.
Hey, man, anything can happen in the second half. You said it was a game of runs.
It truly is.
Just need one on the right side of on the board.
Especially with Rick Pitino at coach, anything's possible.
Anything's possible, JoJo. You got it. Kick it over here, continuing on. I went back-to-back in the Big 12. Number 16, Texas Tech heading to Cyclone Nation against number 4, Iowa State, also on Saturday at 4 p.m. Last Tuesday, forward JT Toppin tore his ACL and is going to be out for the season, was an NBA draft pick. So Christian Anderson, the guard, is going to have to step up big, and he has recently. 19.1 points, 3.5 rebounds per game. And Braden, you talked about 1 and 2. Well, this guy's number 3 in assists at 7.7. So we've got you covered on passers over here. And then for Iowa State, you've got 2 big forwards to keep an eye on, a junior and a senior. Milan Momcilovic is one of them. The junior, 17.5 points, 3.2 boards a game. And then Joshua Jefferson, the senior, 16.4 points, 7.5 rebounds, 5.3 assists. The Cyclones, they just need to beat them up inside, make this team miss JT Toppin. I think they do that. Think they do that handedly. This Texas Tech team really struggles without Toppin in the lineup. Give me the Cyclones 79, Texas Tech 67, an easy one, sending the Red Raiders packing back to Lubbock. Take me over to ACC ball, Braden.
Absolutely. We got Louisville at Clemson here on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. That's a huge ACC matchup between a tournament lock and a bubble team trending in the wrong direction as we close out the regular season. Starting with Louisville, they're currently projected a number 6 seed with a loss against SMU and a Caleb Wilson-less UNC this Monday, both of those coming in the last 2 weeks. This team has a pair of guards that love to shoot the three ball and are dang good at it. We'll start with Mikal Brown Jr., the freshman sensation. He's only played 20 games this season due to a back injury in the middle of the year, but he's been utterly dominant when he's been on the court. He averages 18.9 points per game, shooting 42% from the field, 3.4 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.2 steals per game, and he's shooting 35.7% from three, shooting 7 threes per game. He's projected number 6 overall pick in the NBA draft. So he's pretty good.
Some would say.
His fellow guard, Ryan Conwell, has performed spectacularly both with Brown on the court and without. He averages 18.5 points per game, 40.2% from the field, 4.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.2 steals per game, and he's averaging 35% from shooting from three, and he shoots 9.5 threes per game. So he chucks it up and makes about one of every three. For Clemson, they were sat firmly in the tournament field just a few weeks ago. They are now a projected 9 seed and fighting for a seat at the table. What happened? They lost 4 straight games, starting against Virginia Tech at home. Then they lost at Duke, at Wake Forest, and versus Florida State. Now they have Louisville in what feels like a must-win game because they have UNC waiting for them next week. They have a pair of forwards to watch out for. RJ Godfrey, 11.5 points per game, 63.3% from the field, 5 rebounds, and 1.6 assists per game. And Carter Welling, 10.3 points per game, 48.9% from the field, 5.6 rebounds, and 1.3 assists in each game. So it's going to be a matchup of guards against a matchup of forwards, or a pair of guards against a pair of forwards. It's going to be interesting. For Clemson, they're going to have to shut down Louisville's electric scores and limit possessions if they want to have a chance at reviving their season. Unfortunately, I think it's just trending in the wrong direction for Clemson, and it's a little too late to right the ship. They're going to lose 79-68.
Mikal Brown is an absolute beast.
Yes.
Hey, that loss for Clemson, that loss to Florida State, not that bad. Florida State's one of the best teams I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
They're really good.
They're definitely trending upwards.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because that's one of Virginia Tech's worst losses by far.
No, of course not.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Wrap us up here with a Team VTB.
Yeah, ending with another ACC matchup. Probably the bigger of the 2 ACC matchups of the weekend. Virginia versus Duke, the 11 seed versus the 1 seed. This one tips off at 12 p.m. on Saturday. It's definitely one that I'm going to have my attention on. Huge ACC title stakes on the line. UVA is 24-3, 12-2 in the ACC. Sits near the top of the league. I think they're at number 2, just behind Duke at 25-2, 13-1 in the ACC, making this a pivotal late season matchup. Duke's obviously got the national status. They're riding a number 1 AP ranking fueled by big wins and strong efficiency at both ends of the floor. Obviously highlighted by that huge 68-63 win over Michigan last weekend, where Cameron Boozer and Isaiah Evans went berserk in that matchup. But Duke, they're balanced. Cameron Boozer leads Duke's offense in rebounding, while the team posts one of the best scoring margins in the nation, which is plus 19.3. Yeah, it's crazy. And obviously that I think this was before that game against Notre Dame last night, where I'm pretty sure they won like 160 something. So I think
they won by 44.
Yeah, I think they increased it more. So they're just riding high over there in Duke land. But UVA, they're consistent as well. They've been surging with multiple convincing wins recently. Pains me to say as a Hokie fan. But they've had strong offensive nights and balanced scoring, headlined by forward Tice DeRitter, who is averaging 15.9 points per game and 6.4 rebounds per game, which are both team highs. My keys to watching this game: can Virginia's defense slow Duke's top-tier attack, or will Duke's efficiency and rebounding advantage decide the game? I kind of tend to think the latter. Duke 76, UVA 70.
Yeah, this is one of the games of the weekend. There's a loaded Saturday college basketball slate. So if you've got nothing going on, you've got plenty going on to get your March Madness brain ready to rock and roll here in a couple weeks for bracketology. But yeah, this one's huge at Cameron Indoor, one of the hardest places in the nation to play, and one of those two UVA ACC losses in Blacksburg. So we got them, boys.
Making that tournament, baby. Come on, we're making that tournament. We're winning the ACC tournament. Come on.
Easy.
2022 feelings all over it is what Brent's meant to say.
Honestly, that would be iconic. Cinema.
Absolute cinema. We will be back here next week for our first episode in the madness of March. That will take you all the way through March Madness. We'll take you through some spring training a little bit, talk about the World Baseball Classic here in the next couple weeks. But, thanks for hanging out with us here on Wednesday. I'm going to go get myself some chicken parm. It sounds amazing. Would have indigestion all night long, but just sounds good. Just sounds good.
No,
we'll see you next.
You're not allowed. Apparently, chicken parm is not an Italian food, according to you.
Yeah.
It's not me. My sources. Yell at my sources. I'll yell at my sources for you. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us here on Wednesday night. We'll see you same time, same place next week. We'll have plenty of basketball coverage for you and a lot more. Joe's question of the day, blind top 10. These two hopefully make you some money. We'll see you next Wednesday. Good night.